So Scout came and took a class 4 years ago, and I don't remember her first class, but I do remember her in summer program. And mostly I remember we worked on Copelia, on the second act, the Dr. Coppelius, the scene, and I remember very much her face and expression when she was transforming herself with such ease into character, and that sparked a very big interest in me, that natural ability of acting above her natural physical ability of dancing.
I started dancing the beginning of 2008. I just turned 11 years old, and I danced at a little local studio near my house. It was about a 10-minute drive, and oh my gosh, I was so bad. I come in, I've got tan tights on, I've got a blue leotard in my hair, down a braid down my back, and that was when I had really long hair too. That was pretty funny. I started dancing. My neighbor Vanya, she was a dancer most of her life, and she kind of saw some qualities in me and took me to my first dance class, and I just kind of stuck with it. Really I liked it. It felt comfortable for me. I went on point when I was 12 years old, so almost like I'd say a year and a half after I was dancing, and it was like torture because I just wanted to put on those pointe shoes so quickly. And I remember I just was thinking about this today. I got my pointe shoes June 12th, so it'll be my anniversary here real soon.
I do consider Scout to be late starter. 12 years old when I started working with her, but I'm very happy that she had a very little training before coming and working with me, and I think that really contributed to the success of our work, because I did not have to reteach something that had been taught, not a way I would teach, and in that way it was easier for me to teach the way I like to teach my students.
I found Mr. Max. I was dancing at my studio in Encinitas, and I had a dear teacher kind of tell me, if you really want to do this, you need to broaden your spectrum. You need to get a male teacher. You need to do variation classes. And I kind of took the leap, and I remember I was terrified going into class with Max. And I remember I wore a black leotard, and I didn't realize I had class uniform, because I came from a really just kind of casual studio. You just kind of got to wear whatever color you wanted, and it wasn't a big deal. But I remember going in there just being this like oddball out, and I remember just going in there and like looking around the room, and these girls are all with their hair perfectly done and their tights and leotards, and then Max comes in, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting nervous, but I'm like, okay, I can do this. And I remember not being able to understand him because I've never met somebody with a Russian accent before, and he's very soft-spoken. And I remember, because we were in a huge studio, and I remember being in the corner and just being like what did he say? I'm just gonna guess it was that, but I remember that. And then when we were done with class, I ran out of that class so quickly. I was like, I didn't even want him to come up and talk to me. Just nerve-wracking, and I just wanted to get out of there. But I enjoyed the class a lot, and he came out and said, "Where's the girl in the black leotard?" And I know another mom pointed to my mom, and that's how we made the connection, which is pretty cool. Mr. Max is a great teacher for me because we work well together, and he understands my boundaries, he understands my weaknesses, my strengths, and he knows how I work best and what he can do. And we've talked about this. It's not, it's not only the teacher teaching the student, but the student teaching the teacher how to teach the student. And we just have a really good work relationship that has just, excelled me as a dancer, and I feel like as him as a teacher as well.
I think what makes Scout unique, every student is unique. Scout uniqueness. She's very open. She learns, not fast, but when she learns, it stays with her for good. Our personalities are very similar to openness to learn, and I think that makes her unique, and it helps the progress. I feel no reservation when I work with her on her part. It makes it very easy to communicate the information to her. She's very artistic. She understands quality of movement and in very high levels. And artistically it's very interesting to work with her, because there is I feel no limits of where we can go. Any particular piece can be pushed beyond every day of where it's been yesterday.
And I remember my first variation I did was Bluebird, and that was fun. That was the first variation I've ever learned, and it was cool being able to work with him, in just one-on-one. That was so different for me, because I came from a studio where they didn't do that stuff. And for the competitions, for me, it's mostly stage time and being able to figure out how my body works and what I need to do to prepare myself to perform on stage at my peak. And it's not as much as, I want to win first place or anything. For me, it's being able to exactly just learn my body and know what I need to do in order to perform my best, and how I can learn a variation, what works for me, what doesn't work for me. And that's mainly the experience, and also the stages I've been able to perform on. It's incredible. Most 16-year-olds don't get that opportunity, and I think that's pretty cool to say that I've done that.
I have one of the new variations that I really like on her. It is a variation from Don Quixote, from third act, the Kitris variation, and it is challenging for her, not so much technically, but to bring the character of Kitri, and we're working on personality, to bring that personality of the girl that Kitri is on stage. And I also have two other favorites right now. We're working on gypsy dance from the same ballet, which have quite different, very, very challenging storyline to the dance, and a challenging character that she have to bring on stage. Beside that, it is technically challenging to dance with high heels and character shoes and a very big skirt. She's doing a very good job. I'm very pleased how it's coming along, and how artistically we're bringing that piece to life. Another piece is a contemporary choreography by Viktor Kabanyaev, and it was as well extremely challenging for her to bring that character and those extreme emotions to life and incorporate it with contemporary movements.
I'm heading to Moscow in Russia on Wednesday, so 2 days from now. I'm really excited, and Moscow does have a rake stage. I've danced on one rake stage in my life, and it was up in San Francisco. I took a class on it, and I didn't even notice it was rake until somebody pointed it out, and then I kind of was like, oh, okay, I get it. Now it's really slight. I'm a little nervous, but I feel like my body will quickly adjust to it, and a rake stage is when, so the back curtain is here, and then this is the front of the stage. It's slightly at a downhill, hence the version, the words upstage and downstage is because the raked floor. And it's not like, some 90-degree angle or anything. It's a slight, but it's able, you can just see the performance better. You can see the set and everybody and the dancers better. I feel like I'm performing, so many variations. I'm doing Gamzati from Bayadere or Corsair, depending. Kitri from Don Q, third act. Ramonda, Pikita, two Pikitas, and let's see, that's five, okay. My contemporary and the gypsy dance from Don Quixote. And those are the ones I'm going to be dancing there. I've been preparing them. Well, I've been doing my contemporary and Ramonda since New York, YAGP. I've been working like a horse, just every day I've been in here, 1.5 to 3 hours a day just working on these variations. And I've noticed it's helped me tremendously in my class work because I feel stronger now, and I feel, I've noticed it a little bit more, especially in stuff that's harder for me. I've noticed that it's getting more controlled and stuff is getting easier for me, which I guess is a good thing. I'm feeling pretty confident and ready. I'm definitely not going to get cocky or anything, but I'm really excited and I'm looking forward to the experience in Moscow.
This week we live into the Moscow competition, and I am very excited to bring Scout into the theater where I dance, and to see her dance on that stage will be very special for me. Expectations, no expectations. I wish for her to have great experience, and I know that it will be great experience, and no matter what outcome it will be, and if she'll do good or not as good as she hoped, I'm certain that she will have very strong memories from that. That will be a big growing experience for her anyway. But no expectation.
Mr. Max is almost always with me with my competitions because he's the one that is bringing me to them and helping me get ready. And it's really nice for me to have him backstage because he loves to observe, and he wants to see how I work, what works best for me, and he has the outside eye of being able to tell me what he's noticed works best for me, what he's noticed hasn't worked best for me. And I think that's pretty cool to be able to have somebody with a different perspective than your own and know what it is for you that works and can help you with that and understanding certain things.
We decided for Scout to change color of her hair because of gypsy dance, and Scout's natural hair are not close to the character, And in Russia, and I know in many other European companies, when people perform character roles or any other roles that required for person to have a certain image on stage, dancers have to go as far as dyeing their hair. You could dye your hair for every performance, or you can just dye your hair and keep them that way if you like it. In Scout's case, the color we picked, it fits her very well. It makes her a little bit more mature. It brings her the features of her face. It helps, I believe it helps to create the character that we are after. And it does not change any other variations. And I think that it was a good choice to do the change of hair. I like that.
Okay, the color change. My hair color, okay, it was a shock to me. I was so excited. Okay, so it took me almost 4 hours to do my hair because I have done so much bad things to my hair. I've done the hydrogen peroxide, the lemon, the bleach, just so many bad things to my hair. And the salt water, just everything. So it took 4 hours to get to this color. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so fun. And then I got home and I started crying. I just wanted to rip it out of my hair and just, ugh, it's too much. And then I woke up in the morning and I wouldn't even look at myself in the mirror. I couldn't do it. It was too much of a shock. And then, got dressed and I was like, okay, I can do this. I got in front of the mirror, had my eyes closed, and I was like, okay, this is my hair. And okay, it's my hair. It's gonna be on there for a while. And then I finally washed it and it started to get curly again. And that was when it was like, okay, I'm really starting to like this now, and I'm actually really loving it. It's a different change for me, but I think it's pretty fun. I don't know, I call it the magic hair because the day after I got my hair done, I did my Paquita variation. It was like the best I've ever done it, so I'm just gonna go with the hair.
Yes, the aspect of competitiveness, ballet, and the artistic aspect of that art of ballet is a challenging and very interesting subject for me. The technique is extremely important tool for dancer to express their feelings, their strength, their passion. It is very important. However, number of pirouettes, it's not important when person perform full-length ballet or any other pieces, masterpieces of art, beautiful art. I think the most important, in my opinion, is to be truth to yourself and bring artistry to every time you're on stage and grow as an artist, not as an athlete. That makes sense. Artistic is what art is about, and artistry is what touches people, touches the audience, not amount of pirouettes and not heights of the jumps. It's of course exciting, but me personally, I get very quickly tired of watching people spin and people jump, but I can endlessly watch emotional performances of artistic dancers, mature dancers who bring artistry to the audience. And I think that should stay on stage as long as possible and I'll do my best as a teacher to bring that out in my students' level of artistry. I think that's enough.
Ballet is very competitive these days, and I feel the competitions are good, but there comes a time when you see the girl doing 7 pirouettes. They're beautiful, clean, everybody's, oh my goodness. And then there's the girl that comes on and she does a Giselle variation and like the Willie's variation, and just her body and the way she's carrying herself moves you to tears. And I think that's what's getting lost in ballet. And I feel like it's starting to come back around and people are starting to understand that. But it's definitely something that, for me, ballet it's definitely an art form, but behind the scenes it's a sport. You need to, you're training every day, you're eating right, you're working hard. It's stress on your body. But when you're performing or doing a variation, that's the art part. That's the delicate part that everybody's just amazed by. And I feel like the artisticness of it is so much more important than anything else you can do out there. Because they'll forgive you for little mistakes, but if you do a mistake and your face is like, oh, what, and your hands are, that's not forgivable. The best thing about ballet for me is being able to be on stage right after you perform a variation and have everybody just clap for you. That is my most favorite feeling in the whole world, is kind of being the center of attention and knowing you worked hard and it all paid off and everybody here is clapping for you, and just that feeling of just total bliss almost. It's incredible. I love it. My strengths right now, I feel like pirouettes right now. I'm getting pretty good with those. Definitely, I need to work on consistency. That's my biggest weakness, is consistency. And for me, also emotions when I dance. I really need to, I can portray the emotions in my body. When it comes to my face, I tend to concentrate, and I need to, understand the little half smile or the little eyebrow raise and the difference that can make or break the dance. The way I manage school is I'm, I guess you could say, charter school. I go to North Coast Alternative High School in Encinitas, and I'm able to go in. My requirement is to go in once a week and test, but I'm able to go in multiple times a week in order to finish up school early. And it works. It's all online, so it helps work around my ballet schedule. Any advice for young children that are thinking about doing competitions? Don't ever feel rushed into it. If you're not ready, don't do it. It's not going to make or break your career doing these competitions. Yes, it can help, but there's other ways to further your career. Nerves before a competition, I think it's natural to get nervous, but you need to separate nerves from excitement. Excitement's good. A little bit of excitement's good. Nerves are just a waste of energy, and that's what my mom has always said to me, and so I never want to just waste my energy on something so stupid as nerves. And I feel like before a competition, you just need to really calm yourself down and think you've been working on this in rehearsals. Your body knows what it's doing. Just go out there and have fun and just dance. What is a Grom arena? My friend Sophia came up with this. So a Grom describes a young surfer who's usually pretty good, but sometimes just a young surfer. And then arena is the last part of ballerina, I guess. So a Grom arena is a ballet dancer who surfs. And I guess that's how you describe me, a Grom arena. Okay, that's it. Thank you.